There are three things to look for in the breakdown of Nehemiah chapter 2. Number one, the questions by the king, verses 1 through 4. Nehemiah is serving the king of Persia, and Nehemiah meets with him. And during the meeting, the king of Persia has some questions for Nehemiah. And then number two, the petitions to the king, verses 5 through 8. The petitions to the king. One of the questions the king asked of Nehemiah, and Nehemiah responded by saying, "Here is what you can do for me." In verses 5 and 8, you'll see different requests that Nehemiah gave to the king of Persia. And then the third point breakdown is the deflection from the king, verses 16 through 20. The word deflect means to separate or to walk away. And in verses 9 through 20, Nehemiah leaves the meeting with the king of Persia, and he heads back home to serve his people. The deflection from the king. Today I want to talk about reasons you need the favor of God. Because in verse 4, one of the questions that the king had for Nehemiah was this: what can I do for you? How many of you would love to have somebody who had unlimited power ask you, what can I do for you? Now ask the folk in your house. Ask the folk in your house. Turn around, maybe talk to the ones at the refrigerator. Just ask the folk in your house, do you have unlimited power? And if they say no, then look at them and say, never mind. And Nehemiah responds to the king's question: if I have found favor in your sight, here is what you can do for me. You ought to live this year. You ought to live this year. Listen, you ought to live this year saying, I have plenty of favor. So let's look at today the reasons we need the favor of God. Now, God's favor is needed because of the responsibility upon you. The responsibility upon you. Verses 4 through 6. Write this word next to responsibility: assignment. God's assignment is upon you. And all of us have an assignment. All of us have an assignment, and you cannot fulfill your assignment without the favor of God.